community if you don't. But, okay. So at this time, new business, we basically don't have anything. Old business, we really don't have anything. Board member comments. I do see the farmer's market is finally taking shape. That's a good thing. We got some pavement on some of the
They're
streets,
staying
but
in the
now
floor.
everything's at a standstill on some of this.
I'm sorry.
They're
Leasing
staying in the
gig and-
floor. They're getting so.
It's gonna look so nice when it gets done.
Oh, it's already better.
I haven't seen it, so.
Go take a look.
It's beautiful.
Um,
I do have a comment about this thing that we did tonight, you know, moving this project forward. Housing is so needed in our community, and, you know, are the lofts gonna be enough? Is Cadillac Castle gonna be enough? I don't know. But we have a developer who's left the room now. We have a developer who wants to invest in Cadillac and help us with that problem. So I appreciate his interest in our community.
But I feel the lofts is hitting a whole different group of people.
That's right. They're
That's
targeting-
good, though.
targeting different
No,
people.
I know.
It's a
Just saying.
different, that's good.
Yeah.
We're being diverse and trying to fill the different needs in the community, so.
I feel good that this is restricted to over 55 and
Yep.
cannot be changed without a change in the federal law.
Yep.
That,
Yep.
The cool thing is.
that would have, if it could have been changed to a low-income type thing, I would have had some
No.
doubts about
we don't
that.
need
It would have
that.
been different, a whole
Yeah.
different story,
That would've been- yeah.
for me anyway.
Yeah.
They have to be 55. Their spouse, I think, can be 50,
50,
but
yep.
it's senior citizen.
But it's not gonna be a bunch of crazy people out spinning their tires and stuff like that. It's going to be-
Well, we hope. No, it's not.
Unless they own
It's
hot
not.
rods.
No, I was joking. I shouldn't.
So it's gonna be a very.
Depends the kind of meds they get on, no.
Mhm.
It'll
They
be-
won't.
It'll settle in there. I can feel that, yeah, it'll fill a nice spot.
Are they taking down the clock tower this year?
I believe so.
Yep.
We're evaluating a number of ways to do it. I've asked our engineers to see if it could prematurely go into the trailhead site to save a lot of money. I don't know if it
Instead
can.
of taking it down and storing it.
And storing it, you know, it's
Oh.
conceivable that that might save a fair amount of money, and so I'm asking them if there's a way that we could design the elevation of where this would sit in a way that it would work no matter what we do with the final elevations of the remaining part of the site, just to see if it's possible, because theoretically it might be able to save, you know, $10,000 or $20,000, and that's no small amount of money. I mean, in the scope of things.
Mhm.
I mean,
But,
when
But
you
that
start,
is the corner that they're going to start on, the first.
oh, they are,
Yeah.
okay, okay.
the clock tower would go on the far north end of the trailhead, probably right behind that big silver box that's outside of after 26.
Oh, okay.
And
When are they supposed to start breaking ground on that?
This fall, they hope to. I don't know if you have anything updated, but it's supposed to be this fall. They hope to be able to do the demolition of the old building. and
Right.
Old buildings.
yeah, I don't
Yeah.
think the new construction will start till spring or
They
summer,
just
but
want to do
Just
the
pull it out.
demolition.
The
Mhm.
demolition.
To clean it up.
the other thing too is we're trying our best to look for ways to preserve the integrity of the clock tower. We don't want to weaken any of its members or anything if unnecessarily by moving it around more than it needs to be moved.
Mhm. And this is a silly question, but is somebody going to try to preserve or transplant all of that stuff?
It's already in motion.
Awesome. We don't want to lose
Oh,
that.
yeah,
Yeah.
well,
That's really nice.
Some of the material is replacing some dying material in the pocket park that outside of this building going out to Mitchell. There was some dying evergreen vegetation, and that dying vegetation is going to be removed, and some of the material from the clock tower site is going to replace the dying material in the West Pocket Park.
Great.
And that's actually a nice joint effort. Our contractor who's doing the planters is coordinating with a volunteer group working with Doreen Lonk to get some volunteer help with some of the youth they're going to take over management of that Vest Pocket Park. So that'll be a good outcome. I'm looking forward to it.
Heard stories on the started demolition next to Lark. Any comments pertaining to that?
Next to what?
Lark? The demolition of the
Oh,
gym and.
That seems to have stopped.
That's the stories on the street I've listened
It
to,
didn't really
that
stop,
there
I'm
wasn't
sure,
any
but-
permits
Well-
pulled or something, and so I'm bringing it up instead of hearsay.
I don't have the super detail on it. The contractor or the developer pulled the demolition permit, and to my understanding, the whatever asbestos was in the building was removed appropriately. But for some reason, I think the state says that even after it's left, that there has to be a 10-day waiting period, which is up, I think, next Monday. And so everything can continue to roll next week. To my knowledge, there's not a logistical problem or environmental problem at this point, but it's more a case of meeting statute or meeting rules.
Do you suppose there's a way to communicate that either through social media, maybe through social media?
Sure, I
Just
could-
encouraging people that, you know, it's still moving along, but this is what we're waiting for.
Sure, I can talk with
Because
the
otherwise you
developer
get all
and,
these rumors out
and
in
try
the
to
community.
try to really get a clear statement as to exactly what happened.
Yeah.
But to my knowledge, it's supposed to continue next week. And actually, they're saying that they'll probably come in with maybe some design ideas in the very near future in terms of a site plan approval. So that'll probably happen, I would guess, within the next month.
Yeah. Well, if we can address it somehow with social media, then people will understand why it's still there. You know, they tend to want things to happen immediately. They want it to just be done.
Right, right.
So,
No, I understand.
Pay you the big bucks.
what?
There's a lot
Pay you the big bucks.
Yeah.
a lot of creative ideas being kicked around on that
Yeah,
site.
kids go, what's going on?
Yeah.
Sitting there, you know, every day, yeah.
And I guess since we're still on board member comments, on the first part of Daryl's gig, obviously, this board doesn't send out the letters and stuff, okay? I'm sure staff here or somebody can address why certain people weren't communicated with, I don't know.
One of the two meetings cannot take place legally as far as I'm concerned. I'll consult my lawyer, but I'd like to know from this board which one it is.
Yeah, because, again, we just
Either
show
the
up,
vote couldn't
okay.
have happened tonight, or the next one can. Something's wrong,
You know,
unless I'm wrong.
Well, I can't speak to that without looking into it.
Yeah.
To my knowledge, they're noticing, I know there was one snafu with the ZBA. It failed to go out.
They did not notice anybody. That's the.
Again,
Well,
I
right.
have to look into what happened.
There, you can check on that for him, I mean.
Yeah.
Our system is the same for
okay?
both processes. We don't have one system for one and another system for another, so.
You know, when there was another issue with one of my rentals, I was sent the letter, my tenant wasn't, because I own the property.
That's what you guys did. The
Yeah.
zoning board
Yeah.
of appeals, when they tried to correct their decision, they only sent me my letter for my property. They gave all my tenants the letters, which was interesting enough because zoning board of appeals is gonna get some of my tenants here.
Oh,
They all
okay.
called me, wondered what was going on. They have no idea this meeting existed.
Oh,
Somebody did the wrong thing. I wanna know who.
well, yeah, and I was always under the impression it was
Let-
homeowner, landowner,
But
which
I
was me,
Yeah.
but,
don't disagree. It's
Yeah.
just gotta be one thing or the other.
sure.
Well, just let
Yeah.
John look into it. and-
Yeah,
Yeah.
okay, okay, I just wanted to address that too,
Thank you.
because that was also a good part. Okay, any other board member comments? This time, okay. I've already communicated the communications. Public comments, this is my last gig that I can throw at you. There are public comments if you have any more, okay? Other than that, we have no other business, and other than that, then we'd be gone, okay? Thank you, everyone.